Hey Salem, welcome to this month's edition of Building Buzz. As you can see, we're back out on the site as things are progressing, and so with me today is Salem City Councilor Matt Ausec. Matt represents Ward 5, but why he's here today is Matt is part of the council subcommittee that is overseeing this whole project, and it's important for people like you to be on this subcommittee because you represent the interests of the citizens of Salem and you're basically their voice on this project. So what I am interested to hear from you is what you view your role is on this subcommittee and how you're representing not only Ward 5 but basically all of Salem as part of the subcommittee.
Yeah, and in the straightforward way that you just described as representing the people that elected me and the rest of the council and representing the council as well, we're also there looking at what we heard from the public during the lead up to the bond issue, what were our commitments to them on the quality of the project and the cost of the project so that we can keep that in mind as we're providing input on how the project is developed and designed, as well as how it's communicated out to the public so that people know and have those questions that we hear answered broadly. So keeping them informed is a part of it as well.
So as we've talked about in previous Building Buzz editions, this is the biggest construction project for a public building the city has undertaken since they built City Hall in 1972. So this is a big deal for the city and for the community. With you being a part of this project, what have you found the most interesting part of this project is, or what have you learned that you didn't know, or tell me about what you think about this project?
Well, as a resident, my view of it is the most interesting part is the community room and the path around the creek there that makes it welcoming to the public. And one of the things that we heard in the lead up to the bond was that people were interested in having it feel comfortable and okay to go into the police station when they do have business there. And so I think that's a very valuable thing that we're providing input on. But as someone who's interested in it as a project, one of the things that I've learned that is interesting is all the layers of oversight. So you know about our committee and the council's involvement, but also having the general contractor and the owner's representative and having them oversee this from our city's perspective. And so we have several layers of people assuring that there's a quality product at the end, and that I think has been very valuable and helpful for the project to be successful.
So Councilor, since this is October, this is a big month for the police department. We're getting ready for our Halloween dress rehearsal, which I think last year we had about 1,200 people attend, so that's a big deal for us. So as people are getting ready for Halloween, I heard through the grapevine you're a big Star Wars fan. So do you have any recommendations for a great Star Wars costume? What would be your preference? And maybe you got more than one.
Well, myself, I grew up with the original movies, and so I kind of identified with the hero there, Luke Skywalker. And so I've gone to a Halloween party or two dressed as Luke Skywalker. But I like when I see other people dress up, I like the more creative ones. People will be Chewbacca or something more, a little bit more involved. I like the ease of just putting on a robe and carrying a lightsaber, but I appreciate the people who take a little more effort.
All right, thanks for watching, and thanks to Councilor Ausec for joining us today. Hopefully you learned a little bit more about the process that we're going through and how you're being represented in this building project. And so please don't forget about our live camera, the live feed camera that updates every 5 minutes on this site so you can see what's going on. Please like and share and help us build some buzz about the new police station.